Hi, my name is Brian Warford. I like to be known as Brian the Builder, and I'm the general contractor for the construction of this house here on Saussy Place in West Nashville. I'm keenly interested in building science, and I wanted to provide a home that was a better product than most of them that I see. So some of the unique construction features of this house are things that you won't see in many other houses that are being built around town. One of those you can see in the basement, but it's kind of behind the scenes, and it's the basement walls. We've used a product from a company called Superior Walls that are precast 5,000 psi concrete reinforced walls that are made in a factory. So the quality control is very high, and those wall sections get put together in one day, and they sit on a compacted gravel foundation rather than a poured concrete footer. Now, why is that important? Well, in Middle Tennessee, we have a lot of clay soil. And believe me, we moved a lot of clay soil when we dug the hole for this house. And the clay expands and contracts with the moisture content. And so that can wreak havoc on traditional poured footer foundations, because if the clay shrinks too much, the foundation sinks, and vice versa. So with the compacted gravel, the water has somewhere to go, and it goes into a drainage system that we've placed around the house, and then the basement walls are floating on that compacted gravel, and they can tolerate quite a bit more movement in the ground as the soil expands and contracts with the different seasons that we have here. So again, on a hill lot, you got to pay a lot of attention to where the water is going to go. So if we start from the back and work our way front, at the back of the lot, we've connected the ditches that the developer put in that had kind of washed away on this lot over the years. So we redug that, so any water that's coming off the wooded hillside behind us is not going to get to the house. Then there's a retaining wall about 25 feet behind the house, 8 to 10 feet tall, holding up the hill back there. We did extensive drainage behind that wall to carry any of that water away from the yard. Around the perimeter of the basement is also a perforated drainage system. All of that water goes into pipes that either empty out onto the driveway and then down to the street, or to pipes that are in the retaining wall on the front of the yard. So there's no water that comes off the roof of the house that actually hits the ground around the house. It all goes into a drainage system that takes it away from the house. So that's going to stabilize the hill over time, and also just make it so that you don't have trouble spots with water. So the exterior of the house is very low maintenance. There's essentially, except for the handrails on the porch, there's no wood. So all of the siding is a cementitious product that takes paint extremely well and will last the life of the house and will not rot. Behind that siding is a product from Tyvek called Drain Wrap. This house wrap is different, had to be special ordered by the distributor, and it looks like corduroy pants. So it's got a lot of ridges in it, and it provides channels for the water to run down should any water get behind the siding. One of the main features that we wanted to put on this house was a really welcoming front porch that would allow you to enjoy some of the views. The porch itself is 8 feet deep by 38 feet long. The overhang from the roof is 24 inches, so it can be raining really hard out there, and you can still sit and enjoy yourself on the porch watching the rain without getting wet. It's big enough where you could have numbers of people sitting out there and it wouldn't feel crowded. We used a horizontal cable system for the railing so to not impede the view, and it's a very beautiful view from the porch over the rolling hills of Green Hills in Middle Tennessee. Another construction quality that you won't see but you will feel is the quality of the insulation and the air sealing in the house. The exterior walls are made of a structural insulated panel, which is closed cell foam with wood studs integrated into the closed cell foam. Those are 6 inches thick, and they have foil, reflective foil on the interior and the exterior of the walls. So the walls of the main floor and the upper floor are an R42 insulation value. That's a very highly insulated, sealed up wall for this part of the country. And the benefit that you'll see in that is in the comfort of being inside the house. It turns out that our bodies react to the radiant mean temperature. They react to the temperature of the walls and the floor and the furniture much more than they do the temperature of the air that's blowing on us. If we can get that radiant mean temperature to remain constant, or close to constant, not heating up and cooling down and heating up and cooling down, our bodies are inherently more comfortable. And this house really does that. It feels really good when you're inside it because the temperature doesn't fluctuate very much. Total electric bill for this house for the month of June, with the air conditioning set at 75 on all 3 levels, was $66. And we've got 5,500 square feet of cooled space here. So another benefit of those highly insulated walls is the house is going to be really inexpensive to heat and cool. We used 5/8 inch fire code drywall throughout the house. So when you walk in the house and you look down a long wall, you'll see that there aren't any ripples in the wall. The 5/8 is much more rigid, doesn't have waves and bows in it when you screw it to studs, even when the studs are a little bit uneven. We've done heavy soundproofing in the house, around the bathrooms, around the entire master bedroom. We've got dense packed closed cell foam that are blown into those walls. That contributes to the interior of the house just feeling like a nice place to be. The floor plan provides a lot of really easy circulation for entertaining. We did heated floors in the master bath and the adjacent closet. One of my favorite things about the travel pattern or in the house plan itself is that from the master bedroom, you can walk through the master foyer to the bathroom. From the bathroom, you can go right into the closet, and from the closet, you can go right into the laundry room. So it makes it very easy to get what you need to get when you're getting ready in the morning. Other features that I really like that many people have commented on are the hardwood floors that we used. It's an engineered product, almost 8 inches wide. That's a very thick layer of white oak on the top. It's tongue and groove construction, and the oak goes all the way to the top of the tongue, so it could be refinished many times with no problem. And then under the layer of solid oak is a plywood product. This product is much more stable than a solid floor that's sand in place. It doesn't expand and contract as much. You're not going to get cracks in the seams because it got wetter or drier inside the house. The aluminum oxide finish that's on top of that is essentially indestructible. You can pour a cup of water and leave it and let it evaporate, and the floor will not be damaged. So the floor is going to last the life of the house as well. Inside the garage, between the 2 garage doors, we've got a 2-car garage door and a single car beside it. And in between those 2 is an outlet that's ready for electric car charging. We didn't put a plug on it because the plugs are different between different car manufacturers. But the wiring is in place for up to 50 amps of draw, which is a lot of current. So if you had a high-end electric car like a Tesla Model S or something like that, you're going to be set to put the equipment that they recommend to be able to easily and quickly charge your car at home. Adjacent to the 3-car garage with a large opening is a large shop that's got 17 plugs in it with 1 220 outlet. So if you had a heavy-duty table saw or other piece of equipment that needs a 220, that's available. There's a sink with hot and cold water in the shop. It's big enough to drive a riding lawnmower into. That room could easily be closed off with a door and an air conditioning system if you wanted to heat and cool it. My name's Brian Warford. I go by Brian the Builder, and I really hope you've enjoyed this video that tells about some of the building science behind this house and how that building science will create a more beautiful and a more comfortable house for you to live in.